Hey guys, it's Zach here. I'm making this video specifically for two reasons. One is just to get my ideas out there, and it's going to be a video that will get views down the road, of course. But most of all, I wanted to share some of my ideas with friends, some of you guys, anyone else that's looking to make a living online or looking to create content online, and if it catches on in some way, then that's great, but if not, they're just having fun making content. I want to help or encourage people to contribute to the community I'm involved in just with Secrets of Longevity, the health community, specifically on YouTube. Of course, there's the wider range of the health community that involves blogs and things, but specifically YouTube as a form of video content, or a place for video content. We can benefit each other through collaborations, responding to each other, and just creating sort of that niche that I don't think is fully represented by sort of the paleo/wild food community. And there's probably other niches in there that I could lump in there as well. You see that with the raw food community, and having sort of divorced myself of that because of the sheer ridiculousness of it for the most part. A lot of those people are great, I'm not trying to knock on them, but it would be fun to see that kind of community, but in a more video-based format, because I think it encourages people more because of obviously the community aspect, both in terms of the users viewing the videos as well as the people creating the videos. And of course then you get more exposure and it grows. To some degree that's more apparent in the blogging sphere, I believe, but there's something more interpersonal with video, and really that's why I've chosen to stick with video. I don't really make articles anymore, even on my own site, because video is much more, like I said, interpersonal. It's definitely the future of the web. Even places like Amazon are fully well aware of the marketing power of video. For instance, one story I heard through someone that helped them with their marketing, their video marketing, is that they did an A/B split on one of their pages selling a Kindle. This is a marketing strategy if you haven't heard of A/B split before, but it's where you set up two pages so half the people that come to the site and are looking at that page see it one way and the other half see it the other way, and you collect data from that to see where are they clicking on the page, where is their attention going, are they making more purchases with one than the other, and then you go with the one that gives the best results as the permanent page. So they put a video on one of the pages and no video on the other. And the video is very simple. There was not even someone talking except for the audio of someone explaining the product, and it was just basically frames of pictures like in a keynote presentation, or whatever the PC equivalent is of that. It's just left my mind for a moment here. But basically it was just pictures and audio sort of rolling through this screen, and it wasn't high quality video or anything. It was something that anyone can make on their computer very easily, and that drastically increased the sales of the Kindle for that instance. So that just gives you an idea that it's well aware that you have video, you sell more than if you don't. So if you're making video content, you're going to, in the long run, realistically get more views and have a larger audience than if you were just to stick with blog posts. Yes, reading and blogs have their own place. I'm not saying if that's your thing to give that up or anything like that. But for a lot of people, they have more fun making video. That's why I got into it. And I'm at a point now where it's actually a full-time job for me. And I just want to share some ideas around that, which might encourage some people to delve into that, and also ways you can do that. So just to give a rough estimate, with ads alone, the AdSense ads on YouTube, which you start today, if you start putting out videos, I believe everyone can qualify to that. All you need is an AdSense account, and then it hooks up to your YouTube account, and it starts tracking and giving you cash. Of course, they only pay out once a month when you've reached $100 for that previous month. So, but once you are on a roll making more than $100, you're getting a direct deposit into your bank account at the end of every month. Now, roughly what I make personally, and because I'm a YouTube partner, probably make a little more than if someone was just starting, so it takes time for that to build up, and you get more options as to how you can add ads to your videos in time. And it's usually looking at other people as well. It's roughly $1 per 200 views. If you have the highest setting for your ads in terms of the full 15-second ads being shown, On my videos I have a mix, I believe, of the 15-second as well as the click to skip ads, which pay a little less per view. So you get paid, I'm not sure of the exact amount, it depends on the ad really, but there's an average overall, and there's also the pay-per-click ads. So I have all those, so it cycles through different types, but you could just pick one type if you wanted to just stick with that one type, and it would differ the amount that you'd make from that. So for me, the ads alone don't make me enough to have full-time income, but if you had more views, you could easily do that. If you look at any of the top YouTubers, they make tons just from the ads, and they have other ways of doing it as well, with sponsors and affiliates. If you compare Epic Mealtime, for instance, to Jenna Marbles, if you're not familiar with them, look them up. Both similar in terms of having one video that comes out a week. They get several million views within a week on that video, so that's basically all they have to do. But if you look at Epic Mealtime, extreme amounts of production, several people involved, many people, and they have a high cost of everything they're using with all the food and alcohol and things. Of course, they're probably getting alcohol sponsors to provide them that alcohol. And then if you compare it to Jenna Marbles, she's just one person that's involved in the production. On occasion she might have more, but she just shoots on her webcam, very low tech, low need for people helping her. So, you know, all the money she makes goes directly to her, whereas with Epic Mealtime, I'm getting the opposite thing used to here. I'm used to the other filming thing that shows me in mirror form. Epic Mealtime has more sponsors, of course the ad money, than their own store on their website, whereas Jenna Marbles doesn't make as much from that. So although she's making more in the sense that she's one person and doesn't have all this high-tech production, and pretty much works one day a week from what I've heard in interviews of her, Epic Mealtime's working 40 hours a week, probably each person, huge amount of production, expensive equipment, expensive food items, but then they probably make more with the affiliates, etc. Now the way you monetize is totally your choice. You don't have to have the ads on there, of course, but it's very easy to do. You can just set up today, post your first video and have ads on it once you're approved for the program, and in time that builds, and it's cumulative if your video keeps getting views over time. Now personally, I have my main source of income as the affiliates that I talk about in my videos, and that's allowed me to make a living off of it with less views. So in time I'll probably get to a point where I could just do it off ads, or I could get rid of the ads and only have it as affiliates, or I could just do consultations. But I have a few different monetization strategies in place, so I don't have all my eggs in one basket, you could say. And I think that's the best way to go. It's the most reasonable, but if you do just have the ads or some other thing, that's totally fine as well. Now, how do you make videos? Like, how do you choose something that's going to be popular and in demand? Well, I've sort of broken it down to 5 basic types of videos, one being more overarching and applying to the other 4. And the first one I'll say is entertainment. So there's a lot of entertainment channels on YouTube. All the ones that do the best are entertainment channels, all the top channels. Comedy is always in there as a big thing, which makes your channel successful. I don't have a huge amount of comedy in my videos. On occasion I do, but having a good sense of humor can be a very good asset, and it can apply to the other niches if you're involved in them. So if you're wanting to do something that's more about teaching people something, such as myself, I'm in health, so that would be another niche, which is very popular on the internet in general, not just on YouTube. When you combine entertainment into that, it can really increase the viewership and the amount of people that subscribe and stay viewers. So if you can apply entertainment into that, that really increases it. But it doesn't have to be comedic entertainment. It could just be engaging and entertaining to watch. Of course, you also have relationship type channels, or this could be anything from how to meet someone to dating to sexual aspect of relationships. But relationship type content is huge on the internet. That's another big category. So you have health, relationships, business, or what I'd call like financial abundance type mentality things. So it could be specific programs that you've created to sell on how to make money online or how to make money in some other way. It could be business advice. It could be basic abundance or law of attraction type thing. I'd call that sort of one category in and of itself, which is very popular online. Then you also have just basic vlogging or blogging if you're sharing it in the written format. So this is just sharing your life, not having a specific thing you want to talk about. But that's a big one for having the entertainment aspect in there, because if you're just talking about anything, and especially your basic life, it's not going to be the education that engages people and makes them want to pay attention to you. It's going to be the entertainment factor. So like I said, entertainment applies to all of them, but more so the vlogging. And if you have really good content in terms of giving away really good information, and you're in those main three ones I was talking about, which would be the relationship, business, and health type niches, if you're in one of those, entertainment is less important, but it can be an asset. So if you're in one of those basic categories, you want to get more specific. So if you look at my Secrets of Longevity channel, it's about longevity and it's about certain things. You could have a raw food channel, you could have a paleo, strictly paleo type channel. You could have how to address the thyroid and health problems with the thyroid. There's people that have channels specifically devoted to skin care and skin health. So you have a lot of options out there. With the other ones, of course, you can just think you want to create a niche, but you don't want to be so specific that you limit yourself as well. So that kind of gives you an idea of what you could do. And if you have a passion about something and it fits into one of those, it's one of the easiest ways to make a living is to do it online, as opposed to if you have a passion for something health related. Trying to open your own gym can be extremely difficult in terms of having a huge amount of overhead, needing the money to invest in buying a space to create a gym and all that equipment, etc. And then online you also have the ability to create passive income much more easily. So for example, if I dropped everything I was doing today and didn't post another video and I stopped interacting with people online, my income would probably start to go, no, definitely would start to decline, because I wasn't actively creating stuff that keeps people engaged. But a lot of the videos I have out there do have staying power and they create income perpetually. And this would happen for years. If they stayed up online for years, it's going to keep creating money for years to come. So when it comes to financial freedom, passive income is much more desirable than something that takes a lot more work to maintain, which is generally going to be the things in the working world. Now, just a few tips about making videos. You want to pay attention to video quality and audio quality, but you don't want to restrict yourself and try and get the absolute best, highest quality video and editing software before you start uploading the content. You build it and you build off that base in time. If you go back to my videos, you'll see I've increased the quality. I still have a lot more quality I want to add in. And you can see here I'm not in the greatest lighting, but I'm making the video anyways. I don't have a good forward lighting system at this point, but that's something I'm looking to invest in. And then I'm also going to be getting a better camera in time as well to get higher quality footage. But start with something basic and go from there. But also consider that if you go for just a decent camera that has HD quality, those videos you do at the start are going to have the staying power, because they're going to be high enough quality that people will still appreciate them, 2, 3, 4, 5 years from now, when probably most of the video on the internet is going to be 3D. You might think that's kind of strange sounding, but I actually have just started coming across some videos on YouTube that are in beta for 3D. And that's basically where the internet is going. It's kind of exciting. Two other things I want to say is check out this video that I'm going to link to here, which is a YouTube channel that's called Partner Project. And they have great interviews with some of the top YouTubers to give you information about how they're getting their success and their tips and tricks. And there's going to be conflicting information if you look at the different interviews they have on there. But with each interview they have a few different sections. So for example, any one YouTuber that they've interviewed, they have the one that's the main interview, then they have one that's I think called Pro Tips, and then they have bloopers. They're fun to watch, and especially some of them, they're pretty funny because a lot of these guys are comedians, guys and girls. So check that out and look at the different interviews. Check out the Pro Tips ones especially, because that's the ones that have the most information that could help you with your channel. Also check out in the links below, I've got an ebook that all partners generally are aware of and read, but you don't have to be a partner to read it. It can be great for the beginner YouTuber. It's called the Creator's Playbook. It's basically the YouTube Partner Playbook with all the tips that have been boiled down and distilled by the YouTube in general, from the YouTube partners, the top YouTube channels and what they're doing to have success. And there's tips about like video length and things, and all sorts of stuff. It covers everything. But you don't have to follow it to a T, of course. I ignore a lot of that stuff, and I ignore information that people tell me they want to see, but I also take it to heart, and there's some things that I've gotten suggestions about that have changed about my channel. But you really have to keep to your own true self, what you know you want to be doing, but also take in the advice and things from other sources, and work out and create your own style and quality from that. So with that, I'm going to wrap it up, but I'm also going to say check out this video, which is on my other channel, Secrets of Longevity. If I had made this more recently, I would have put it on this channel, but I put that on there for other reasons. And it's on Twitter and the benefits you can get from using Twitter. So if you're going to be working with YouTube, you want to be working with several social media sites, Twitter being one. Make a Facebook page. Those are really the most basic things. YouTube, Twitter, Facebook. There would be other things out there too you might want to look into. And that has some great tips in it if you want to maximize your time to get the best results. So with that, check out those links, like I said, and I'll talk to you guys soon. One thing I wanted to quickly add is if you're interested in some coaching or any sort of business advice around this social media stuff or YouTube, I've got a link in the drop-down menu below that takes you to my site, which is the consultation page I usually have for my health consultations. But it's easy enough just to use the same thing if you want consultations of a different nature, specifically sort of business advice and coaching. So check that out, and favorite, like, share, and subscribe to this channel, and share the video, etc. if you haven't done that yet. Talk to you later.